my goodness. And there it is. Wow, get the pin to go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Bowl TV for day number 1 of competition from the PWBA Reno Classic from the National Bowling Stadium in, of course, Reno, Nevada, the first event of the Fall Classic Series to end the 2021 season. My name is Aaron Smith, sitting alongside Emil Williams Jr. We appreciate everybody hanging around with us here as we got started here on the main channel a little bit later than we planned, but bowling is underway. Game 1 is moving along, and the strikes are adding up so far, Emil, on this 37-foot condition out there today.
I don't think there was any surprise based on what we saw yesterday. We talked about the scores certainly looked to be higher throughout the week on each pattern, and maybe especially on the Reno Classic, which is 37 feet. We know the players certainly know how to play outside. We had keyed in on a couple of players yesterday during the practice session, a couple being Missy Parkin and Sandra Gongora, who both were perfect through 4 frames, and there's some other players off to some hot starts as well. And so without question, that's going to happen. Take you out to the lanes at the moment, as you can see what's popping off here on 49, 50, 51, and 52. Continue to look across the board. Missy did go front 5, 9 spare. Sandra Gongora went front 4, 9 spare, 9 spare. So still 260 out there for Sandra Gongora. Parking on 47 and 48. And Sandra Gongora on 65 and 66. She is with Brianna Cote. Speaking of perfect, Bree is still perfect. She is perfect through 6 frames.
We do have live scoring available this week, and obviously you can watch every pair and play here on bowltv.com, but a great asset to follow along throughout the course of the day. Stephanie Johnson also with the front 6 over on lanes 57 and 58. So I think we might get a workout this week with potentially making some runs here and defying the odds of whether or not we can continue to cloud these great athletes out here on the PWBA Tour. But they're going to have their opportunities.
I don't think. Well, first of all, it's like 35 degrees and a lot of rain outside in Reno. So if there's any clouding happening, it's not going to be from us. It's going to be from the actual weather that is taking place outside this building. And having said that, I don't believe Aaron Smith and we will have too many. There'll be a lot of chances for black clouding, but I think the players will overcome this week because it's out there, and I think the added atmosphere, what's on the line for a lot of players, and then for all the players, it's the final series of events of the season, and so the opportunity to end 2021 on a very high note is certainly something that the players would like to do.
So as we take a look here on 49 through 52 to kick things off today, Dasha Kovalova, the leader heading into this event for PWBA Player of the Year for the 2021 season today. As we broke down in the podcast during the practice session yesterday, certainly plenty of opportunities for quite a few players to put the pressure on Dasha throughout the course of competition this week for that coveted award. She's joined on the lanes by Maria Jose Rodriguez, who's had some success here at the NBS over the years. Queen's champion in 2014, and had a monster performance at the Women's Championship, setting the doubles record on her way to a victory as well just a couple months ago here at the NBS. Amanda Fry is back. Great to see Amanda back on the lanes, and has had success here in the Queens as well, back in 18, making the show. Melanie McDaniel, that's the 49 and 50 grouping, and then on 51 and 52, Ashley Galante, Clara Guerrero, Valentina Cruz, and Gigi Mason, who was the first person here today. So I'm always a big fan of the first person who arrives, or the first athlete who arrives to the venue. So Gigi was the first player I saw here today. So I always appreciate that promptness to be here, be ready to go. So
with a shopping cart.
With the shopping cart, yes, it was something else.
With 5 bowling balls.
It was a useful apparatus.
A very smart idea
to maneuver bowling balls.
And let me clarify. Gigi just didn't bring the cart in herself from outside of the building and into the building. The cart was, in fact, there were several carts, she told us, near the squad room area for easy transport. If you've never been to the National Bowling Stadium, it is a bit of a walk between the lanes and they get back to the squad room or the locker room in this case this week. So when you've got a lot of equipment to carry, there are some available resources, I believe, put on either by the National Bowling Stadium staff or Cecil or someone. So EG always one of the players that typically is on the early arrivals. Speaking of early arrival, Aaron, Steph J, still at it, and Brianna Cote.
Man, we're firing out the gates here. Game 1 of the Reno Classic. As we mentioned, 37-foot condition, so we expect to see the players start outside. And talking to Chuck Gardner with Brunswick yesterday, he said you wouldn't be surprised to see some urethane out there to start as well for the players who are comfortable with it and managing the pocket. But yeah, this is intense right out of the gates. This is what we like to see. We like to see some strikes up there. So
I personally love strikes on shorter patterns.
That's because you like shorter patterns.
I do love shorter patterns, and especially those who know what they're doing on shorter patterns. And these players know what they're doing on shorter patterns.
So the format for the Reno Classic and the Pepsi Classic that's going to come up on Wednesday and Thursday is going to follow the same order. The 6-game block is round number 1 of qualifying. All competitors on the lanes for it. They will all come back for round 2 a little bit later today. I believe I'll make sure I get the time right here. So it's going to be 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 local time for that second round. And then from those 12 game totals, the top 12 will advance to match play tomorrow. So that'll kick off at 11 a.m. Eastern, round 1 of round robin match play, 6 games. We'll take another break, come in for that second round, position round to cap it off. 24 game pinfall totals plus bonus pins for victory. For each victory will determine the top 4 advancing to the stepladder finals. So that's that is what we're working with here for the first 2 events. Of course, the Tour Championship. We'll get into that a little bit later because it's prime time for 9 time, hopefully for Stephanie Johnson and Brianna Cote. Both are up on the approach right now. So we will have potentially some decision making. It looks like Cote got the 9th one. So she's up to front 9. However, Stephanie's run did not make it. So Brianna Cote.
We're going there right here.
We're going to go there. Let's verify the lane here. So 65 and 66. So let's we're going to step away from our featured pair here because just the excitement is out of control after Dasha's shot here. She throws strikes. So here's the schedule for the Reno Classic. So everybody hang tight. Going to get that switch up here in just a moment. All right. And here we go. Okay. So we got who we got here? Sandra Gongora. Amelia mentioned we watched her a little bit yesterday. She can still shoot 268. Shannon O'Keefe, who ended up missing the practice session yesterday, had a late flight in. So her first look at the Reno Classic pattern was this morning. Brianna Andrew, but Brianna Cote, ready to go on the approach. Fresh off a couple medals at the Pan Am Bowling Elite Championships for Team USA. Let's see if Cote can kick this off with number 10.
Bang.
Oh, first one of the week, coming in hot. Reveal Williams Jr.
Well, I was looking forward to today. Oh. The man making his presence known. You get a good opportunity to watch Sandra Gongora here. If she was playing anything like she was in the practice session, this should be a strike. Yeah. I would be really surprised if she wasn't able to put 2 rounds together and find herself in match play in a high position. The way practice was going for her. And obviously, you know, like we talked to Chuck a little bit yesterday, and as I believe Brianna took a re-rack there. We talked to Chuck toward the end of the practice session. He mentioned, you know, when we get down to games 5 and 6, you could see some creativity was the word he used for players regarding, and I think it's just based on an individual's game, right? He used the example of Ashley Galante could be a little further left. Some other players still could be kind of right, rolling it off the hand. But, you know, out the gates, this is certainly what one would expect. Lane 65, Cote 411. She wraps a 10-pin. Excellent start, though, for Bree, celebrating, I believe, her 6th-year wedding anniversary. Husband Randy is in the building.
Saw Randy today, yeah.
He also made the trip to Colombia as well.
There we go.
Meanwhile, an opportunity to get into the 260s here for Gongora, who also competed in Colombia representing Team Mexico. She was sending some pins during yesterday's practice session when the messenger stopped before making its move from left to right. Other scores next door, Kayla Bandy 215 and Jennifer Hokersack 208. Kelly Kulik 165. 10-pin is made for Cote 289 to kick off game number 1.
It's going to be a game 1 leader right there. Taking a look around. Got some big scores. Missy Parkin 258 out of the gates. Amanda Fry can still get to the 260s. Stephanie Johnson, she can still get into the 270s as well after she had the front 8. Valentina Cruz putting together a nice game. Caught a little bit of her game in the early going, but it's opportunity to get some pins here.
Officially 257 there for Sandra Gongora.
It's just some big scores, but not necessarily from everybody. This isn't just kind of taking a glance at the live scoring as we watch Shannon get that one back from way downtown, and to be expected on the pattern of this length, 37 feet once again. The shortest pattern we'll see here at.
Yeah, there is some forgiveness
The Fall Classic, yep.
regarding the pattern, so I think you can miss a little right. I think you don't want to miss left. still, you still got to think about the distance of the pattern. You don't want to mislep. I've seen a few designs when players have mislept as well. So you can also circle it a little bit, right? You didn't see too many players, even for Gongora and Brianna Cote, who was straighter than both of these players, typically speaking, giving it away ever so slightly from the pocket. So watch Valerie Bercier on 47-48 circle it just a little bit as well. Of course, her physical game is far and away one of the best on this tour. And you give her a few additional boards to play with, and she's going to beat you every single time. She got to 279, right?
279, yep. Out the gates for Valerie. So 2019 Rookie of the Year.
It's interesting when you walk into the building this week, and got to give a lot of credit to Jason Thomas, Rob Gottschall, for the vision here on site. There's a Champions Row, and a shout out to Kelly Willoughby as well, designer back at HQ. But so there's a few items you'll see: Player of the Year, Rookies of the Year, some signage in that regard. Then there is the some signage regarding the 3 events and kind of the trophies for the week that go along with those. Of course, the Tour Championship, which probably should be trademarked. I've never seen a trophy like it. It's so different and unique in that regard, and so you know what you're winning when you win this event. And the Reno Classic, the Pepsi Classic trophies are here. Champions Row features all of the champions of this season, along with the events that they won. Saw players coming by yesterday and taking photos with themselves on said signage as we get ready for game number 2. And then also the Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, and also new this year, we'll be awarding the a high average one as well. So lots to do this week, which is very, very exciting.
Indeed, Emil, and this is the time of the day. Since we're at the conclusion of Game 1, getting ready for Game 2. For those watching on BullTV.com, you're already at the spot where you need to be. So we'll be coming to you for the rest of the round. But for the folks who are watching on Facebook and YouTube for right now, our sneak peek is come to a close. So we're going to take a quick second to refresh here. But
before we do that, Aaron, I saw a couple of items just from our Facebook, YouTube crowd. Spectators are welcome to watch this week if you are nearby in Reno. Spectators are allowed. We've got, of course, 2 Bowl TV Stepladder finals this week, as well as national TV show on Halloween for the PWBA Tour Championship on CBS Sports Network. So if you want to come out, please do. We encourage it. Stop on by. You'll just need to be masked up. And that's really the only caveat to that. Bowling all week. Check the schedule. PWBA.com. We've got you covered.
There we go. Free charge, too. Come on in. Check
Free.
it out. Free. No ticket prices.
Watch the best in the world this week, folks.
You can check it out if you're in the Reno area. But, folks, for those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, we're going to encourage you to check out BullTV.com. Pick up a subscription, a few different price points. $79.95 for an annual recurring subscription, $9.95 for a monthly recurring subscription, which gives you access to the entire website. You have an event ticket for just the Reno Classic, which gets you the live coverage for today and tomorrow, including the Stepladder Finals. Then you can also buy a bundle package for the entire Fall Classic series. So you get the Reno Classic, the Pepsi Classic, you get qualifying match play, and Stepladder Finals for all of those. And then you get qualifying or get all the match play for the Tour Championship as well before we get to the CBS Sports Network Finals for the Tour Championship, as Emil said, on Halloween. So $8.95 for the event ticket, $19.95 for the bundle, get you all 3. So that's all we have. So, folks, we're going to take a quick second to refresh. We'll be right back here for Game 2 and the rest of qualifying round 1, the PWBA Reno Classic.
Game 2 underway here on Bowl TV. Keeping it locked here on 65, 66, 67, and 68 for the moment. Just watched Brianna Cote shoot 289. both, well, not both, but Brianna Cote, again, part of Team USA, team gold medal, and Emma League championships. We'll get into all the players and their respective medal counts. Team USA as well. I mentioned Sandra Gongora, medaling this week or last week. We heard from Brianna Clemmer and Julia Bond. They talked about the travel, specifically to get from Columbia to Reno. And it was a 4-leg trip. I want to be curious to talk to Sandra Gongora to see if she experienced some of the same legs or if she was even on some of the same flights. I can spare there for you, Brianna Andrew. Here is Julia Bond. Shot there for JB, as we mentioned in yesterday's practice session, of course. He beat Queens champion, reigning USBC Queens champion. It's right here at the National Bowling Stadium. This is not an unfamiliar venue for, I would say, at least 90% of the players who are competing this week. More than likely, if you've done any high-level bowling or been a part of a staff running events, or if you're a fan, you may have visited the National Bowling Stadium once or twice. Curious for those in the Bowl TV chat. And hello to all. We missed some hellos earlier this morning. But curious to know how many fans do we have that have visited the Bowl or National Bowling Stadium. And if you haven't, I'm sure that it's on your bucket list. Some solid responses. Hello to Jay. What's up, Jay? Ed and Gloria and Holton and Jennifer and some other folks I saw. Kim, Paul. Who else? Mike, Ryan, Joseph, Paula, Danny. Thanks. I appreciate you. Nico. Maria Polanova. Roland has been many times. Many have said nationals. Yes, either the Open Championships or the Women's Championships. Holders actually bowling the Women's Championships from just this year. Here, Jose Rodriguez, for example. Co-owner of a Nationals or Women's Championships doubles record. He's never been to Nevada. Oh, again, we got to change that. Good carry there for Shannon O'Keefe. You know, when I mentioned, I think it was Rick, the amount of circles that we saw. Kelly Kulick had bowled on 67 and 68 in game one. Perhaps there's something about this particular pair because this pair has seen its fair share of splits so far. Neil Milligan. He's been to the National Bowling Stadium several times. It's a good point there, Jim. Some haven't been since the recent updates. I'll tell you, though, if you're a fan of the sport, I think it's not – it is different, but it's not a completely different place than the one that you recall. I would think about it maybe in the home design space, right? You need a little bit more space, maybe. Maybe you knock out a couple of walls. It's kind of like that, but plenty of space still. The settee has been certainly expanded. More room to operate for the bowlers. Still plenty of concourse space, certainly. The removal of some of the, or many, I should say, of the grandstands and the kind of that high up bleacher seating there, or stadium seating. Most of that has been removed, but there are still a few rows up there for you to kind of reminisce in that regard. Sid Rowe checking in. Hello. Thomas, I do hope you get an opportunity to check it out at some point. There's O'Keefe fresh off a little later flight. We talked about that during the practice session yesterday. She was coaching her McKendree Bearcats, ultimately to a runner-up finish at their host event. The team fell to Nebraska in 7 games. Courtney Ermish also was there coaching. She, too, came in a little later, along with Shannon. Courtney Ermish now a collegiate coach herself. First season for Carroll College Bowling in Wisconsin. She is at the helm of that new program. Here is Liz Johnson. And Liz hits there. Another double for LJ. And Nellie Blomquist. Haven't seen a Nellie in quite some time. Maybe some folks unfamiliar with the Nellie, but she has bowled several PWBA events within the last, let's say, 3 to 4 years or so. Good friends, or great friends with Verity, Daria, Diana. She went to Weber as well. Good shot. I think that's 6 out of 7. Nelly from Sweden, no longer a member. Bowling as a non-member this week, but as I mentioned, plenty of professional experience bowling on tour. Showboat is always a venue that comes up in frequent conversation whenever bowling centers in Nevada are discussed. Things we will discuss today and throughout the week. Obviously, we'll talk about Player of the Year. After, I don't know our frequency of JT's plans regarding our updates of the point standings. I don't think he's going to be overzealous and do it per round or after each qualifying round or match play round. But certainly after each event. Be able to update and give you an updated look on the points race for the Player of the Year. Rookie of the Year. That one not as hotly contested with the amount of individuals still with an opportunity. But as Aaron and I mentioned, the Rookie of the Year race, Brianna Klimmer, especially fresh off a very great, nice performance at the NM Elite Championships. That she was ready and looking forward to a very good week here in Reno. Could give Stephanie Zavala a late run for her money. It would also depend on, obviously, Stephanie's performance. But if she continues to perform the way she has all season, at the end of this week, we certainly will be crowning Stephanie Zavala PWBA Rookie of the Year. One thing I would note, certainly, most of the rookies come in and they say they would like to win that award. Stephanie Zavala, very early on, I met her and really got a chance to speak and have some conversation with her in Cleveland. She was not shy about letting us know that winning Rookie of the Year was 100% on her to-do list for the 2021 season. Thought it would be very important to get off to the best start possible. Not only just this morning's round, but the event in general, because this event, as well as the Pepsi Classic, part of the qualification process to advance to the Tour Championship. Hey, Jacob, yes. You should be able to check that channel out and be able to watch all archived events from the 2021 PWBA Tour. Check out the archived events channel. You can access that by visiting the channels tab up top. Select archived events, and then you will see Collegiate Bowling Senior specific. There's a separate 2021 U.S. Women's Open archive page, as well as a full 2021 PWBA Tour page. Junior Gold, TNBA, UBA, the Queens has its own separate channel as well. So the answer to that, obviously, is yes. Cote continues a great start at this point. "17 strikes for Cote, nearly complete with 2 full games." Good shot there for O'Keefe. Dasha Kovalova leading the way in the points. 110,380. Both she and Julia Bond got up to such great starts throughout the season. You thought maybe one of them potentially could run away, especially Julia Bond after her queen. She had some struggles for a little bit. Of course, Dasha continued to pull well and produce excellent performances. 6 championship round appearances, tied with Verity Crawley for the lead in that category. But second on the points list is the reigning 2-time PWBA Player of the Year as Cote knocks another down, making 18 total strikes year through 2. We're nearly 2 complete. Shannon O'Keefe is just second in the points race behind Dasha Kovalova. 2,235 points, behind Dasha entering this week. And then as we continue to go down that list, and I believe Aaron even created a nice tab for you in our side panel next to the chat. If you check or click the trophy icon, you will see the points lists for the PWBA Player of the Year as well as the Rookie of the Year races. You can reference that without having to go to PWBA.com. So Aaron has made that very, very convenient for you, as well as the full schedule for this week. A shot there for Gongora, a little further right than we saw some of their shots on 65 and 66. JB. Good looking field shot. She'll get to 201. It's a perfect place to put the 369.10. So 289, 254 for Brianna Cote to start. That is 543 at the turn, with 300 still out there from a look perspective. Meanwhile, Anneli Blomqvist has continued her strong start here in game number 2, 214. And she is 1 strike away from potentially being, or I should say, having a chance to get to 280. That's well done there. Which may be heading back to get a look at a different bowling ball on the field, potentially. I believe that is indeed the case. I didn't either, Ken. 543 was not, certainly not after 2. Been decent enough to somehow put a few games together my quest to return to bowling. Liz Johnson, 199. Again, Bond, 201. All right, 279. Loans. Something to keep an eye on. Talked about this particular pair, 67 and 68. There does seem to be potentially a bit of a hang spot down lane, at least on 67. Shot didn't really look that bad from O'Keefe. Could be one of those situations where how far left can you really get? And of course, with Shannon not having the benefit of the practice session last night, things that she certainly probably would have tested out just to see how much room she really had or how far left she theoretically can really get, what bowling balls may work. She is kind of learning the aspects or the intricacies of this pattern on the fly. I think it is fairly straightforward, especially considering the creator, which is Nick, and normally there can be some bumps in the road and speed bumps, if you will, and all kinds of stuff. But this week seems to kind of be pretty straightforward. Perhaps in Game 3, we'll kind of go over some of the notes and things to look forward to with Aaron Smith. So O'Keefe shoots 152. Summer Jasmine, 197. Brianna Andrew, 163, and that's going to do it for this particular pair here in game number 2. Let's see. I do know the group to the left started late, so they've got about 3 frames left to go. That is Diana Zavialova, Wendy Barter Jimenez, Abby Ragsdale, and Stephanie Zavala. Everyone else in the building is in the 10th frame. And here is that group we just talked about. There's Kayla Crawford. Who recently won a women's PWBA regional event in Muscatine, Iowa, near where she lives. 194, Daria Payo, 233. Here's Misaki Mukatani on a 4-bagger. And high flush 9-pin stance. Misaki, who I think by all accounts has been pretty impressive. Her opportunities to bowl with the best, certainly, on the Professional Women's Bowling Association Tour.
She did make her debut at the Summer Classic Series. It's our first opportunity to see her. Bowled the following events afterwards. And run at a couple shows at the Summer Classic Series. So certainly has worked her way onto everybody's radar.
Wendy, if you follow Wendy on social media, she's always working on her game. Been traveling a lot with Elise Bolton since she's been in the United States, bowling on tour. And as soon as you say something good about somebody, of course, the Pens tend to say otherwise as she leaves a 7-10 here. Give it a bounce there, Wendy. Jump open the 8 after that great start. Zavyalova. Alva striking the night. And for Diana, someone who certainly typically loves major tournaments. DZ, the only player to make both of the major stepladder finals, finishing 5th in both the USBC Queens and the US Women's Open. And now with the Tour Championship looming, she needs obviously two good events to advance to the Tour Championship and put herself in another position to qualify for a major telecast.
She's bowled well at the ending event, if you will, of the previous two Classic Series events, the Kickoff Classic Series, the Hall of Fame Classic, and then during the summer at Full TV Classic. So she has been and it's something well noted with DZ as well, is that she's a big fan of head-to-head match play and that one-on-one situation. Two-time Queens champion. That's something that she's pretty proud of to say. You know, she feels confident in those situations that she can get the job done, move on to the next round. So not surprised by the success she's had in those events of the Tour Championship looming. All match play for that event. And, oh, goodness. Not the way she wanted to start the 10th. Not the way she wanted to start the 10th there. Had a chance to still get to 229 before that, but now the conversion will put her in 2 O's. No problem with the spare. Abby Ragsdale, Stephanie Zavala, mentioned Wendy, and then Brianna Clemmer here getting her rights. Courtney Ermish and Alyssa Kammerer will be getting right for Game 3 in just a moment. This is the only pair that's not into at least the first shot or two of Game 3. Taking a quick look around the house to see Valerie Bercier at plus 87, Missy Parkin plus 76. We got Birgit plus 111. 5'11" at the turn for Birgit, so she'll be coming to this pair after Brianna Clemmer has her first frame. Shannon Blahowski at plus 70. Nelly Bloomquist at plus 93. Brianna Cote, though, plus 143. The big number up on the board at the moment. .206 finish for Zavyalova. Ragsdale 190. Stephanie Zavala can still get to 191. Wendy with the spare. Now gets 224. So we mentioned Birgit plus 111. Looks to be in second place at the moment. And come on, 710. And yes, Emil is actually adjusting the camera right now, so it is not. Things are not just randomly happening. If anybody was wondering. Wendy finishes with 222, and that will conclude game 2. Everybody will be into 3 momentarily. Here at the PWBA Reno Classic at the National Bowling Stadium, Reno, Nevada. I'm Aaron Smith along with Emil Williams Jr., Curtis Von Kruger, Jason Thomas. Once again, 6 game blocks, 2 of them today, 12 games total of qualifying to determine 12 players from this /50-player field competing this week. Those 12 will return tomorrow for 12 games of round-robin match play. Top 4 advance to the stepladder finals, which will also take place tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 local here in Reno. Pepsi Classic will take place Wednesday and Thursday. And the Tour Championship Friday, Saturday. And the CBS Sports Network Finals on Sunday. To wrap up the 20 and 21 season. Now, new group joining us on 63 and 64. Sydney Brummett, Stephanie Johnson, Marissa Allison, and Jen Higgins. Emil, with the second you left for that, DZ left an absolute stone cold 8 minutes.
Did she really?
She did, yes.
It was meant for me to leave.
It was. It's not fun to watch.
Funny thing, I was right behind her pair, but didn't see it. I was focused on trying to adjust something, which still didn't do what I needed it or asked it to do. I'll just wait to the break.
Camera is much like bowling. Very fickle endeavor from time to time.
It is. And they are. Rare occurrence. Just taking a look at the scoreboard on 52. Strike, gutter, spare, strike for Verity Crawler.
the good old 12-strike 280. Taking a look in the chat, and weather-wise, yes, we. Although I'm unfamiliar with the bomb cyclone that Larry mentions, but Reno, definitely some winds, definitely some rain, and actually this morning, I don't know if you caught it, Mr. Williams, but when my first alarm went off, I took a look, and obviously I can't see very well without my glasses on, so that's why I wear them, because I'm blind, can't see very far. But all of a sudden, I looked out my window, and I'm like, this is the craziest storm I've ever seen. I just see massive things coming down through the window, and I was terrified knowing that we were going to have to walk here in a short amount of time, and then I'm like, something's not right. So I put my glasses on, and then I look, and with us being high enough up, it was actually snow that was coming down, which by the time it got down to street level was turned into rain. But so I first thought it was this massive downpour that was happening. Instead, it was just nice, light, fluffy snow that was just transitioning to its most liquid state.
I didn't see that, but I expected to see it when I walked outside, and it looked like it was rain as it was hitting me.
Yeah, it was definitely rain by the time I walked over. So
at that point. But Larry, yeah, someone did mention that. I think it was Will yesterday, who described that very same phenomenon that is taking place here locally. There's some flooding going on in certain areas, according to KOLO News this morning. I was talking to Maria Rodriguez. They're staying about 10 minutes away, and they got all the snow.
Really? Okay.
Where they are. In fact, one of the physical therapists from Colombia traveled to this event, Maria, Clara, for example, and had not seen snow. This is their first time seeing snow this morning.
Well, there we go.
I believe she said, Maria said, the physical therapist asked, what should she do? Maria said, well, I'm going back inside, but you should hang out. You should hang out outside and kind of enjoy it, play around, and enjoy it for the first time. It's one thing I've learned about Reno. Depending on the month that you're here or the season, you gotta expect sometimes the unexpected. And if it's in the winter or the fall, you should just always expect snow. Just prepare for. Sometimes even in the spring, randomly.
I've seen it in May before, so something you can't prepare yourself for. Snow in May. However, things we can prepare for, and I've seen quite often, Shannon O'Keefe getting things back on track. Front five for the two-time reigning Player of the Year. Bouncing back after 357 for her first two. So she was minus 43, but now up to the front six. I believe Brianna Cote's run at 800 is going to fall a little bit short here as well, but great position to have the early advantage here at the Reno Classic. Daria Payuk, spare four-bagger. Felicia Wong, strike spare 4-bagger. Valentina Cruz, front 5 over on 57 and 58. Front 5, Valerie Bercier, 53 and 54. Verity has continued to strike after a gutter spare in the second.
Tell a quick story about the Reno weathers. We're getting some good antidotes from our Bowl TV viewership. Gloria with a good story there. Alyssa knows all about the Reno weather. Hey, Alyssa, by the way. Michael, yep, he's worn everything from T-shirts to winter coats in April in this city. There are two things that I'll always recall about my first few times in Reno. One, it's my first year working the Open Championships, 2010. I made the drive from Chicago to Reno, straight trip across on I-80. And I had no real recollection of Reno. I do recall I had a family reunion years back in Lake Tahoe. The only thing I really remember of that was it was nice weather and I was skipping rocks on the lake. To make the drive, obviously, but in my head, I'm thinking Reno is like Vegas, right? I'm expecting warm weather and just lots of lights everywhere. I recall getting to the Nevada border from Utah and being welcomed with all these lights. I'm like, okay, I made it. This is it. I'm here. And I passed through the lights, realized that was not Reno.
Oh, yeah. Definitely not Reno.
Wasn't close, actually. But my excitement led me to think otherwise, even though I was following the directions. And then, I don't know, maybe a couple miles outside of that, no lights, darkness. I'm like, I think this is a good time to stop it. Sleep, finish this drive off in the morning. My second recalled story of Reno was the following year. Came back to work the OC. In Chicago, there was a blizzard right before I left. I get to Reno, and within 3 to 4 days of being here, another blizzard happens here.
Oh.
And I was like, are you serious? I literally just left a blizzard to come to a blizzard. And from then on, I said, well, just never know what you can get in Reno.
It's a wild card.
It is a wild card.
It's like the Joker in Pie Gap. But not totally wild. Only occasionally.
Welcome to I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that Christina's that's her first name or last name is McDowell, or it could be reversed, but she has subscribed. It looks like we've got a new subscriber to Bowl TV, Aaron Smith.
Fantastic. Welcome.
It's a good week to do so. There's a lot on the line this week. And we'll continue to talk about those storylines as the week goes on. But also because you're new, I'm willing to bet that you're going to win something that we're going to give away. Because we have giveaways. Not every game. But we do have giveaways here on Bowl TV. A lot of places to go for good bowling here right now, Aaron Smith.
And I believe the next spot will be all the way down.
Indeed.
As Shannon O'Keefe has connected for the front 8. So Valerie Bercier with the front 7 as well, so we'll keep an eye on her. But Shannon O'Keefe doing Shannon O'Keefe type things. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick peek over there. So everybody hang tight. See the schedule for the rest of the Reno Classic. And here we are. All the way down.
Oh.
We got sidetracked there for a quick second. Kayla Bandy had a bowling ball not want to leave her hand, so hopefully Kayla's all right. Fortunately, she was working on a couple in a row in the 10th frame when that happened. Hopefully she's going to be good. Looks like she's trying out some fits there before attempting her next shot, but we are ready for Shannon O'Keefe. Unfortunately, the flat 10 ends her string of strikes. At 8. However, Emil, after Shannon's spare attempt here, we have another pair to check. As Valerie Bercier now up to the front 8. So we'll do that really quick. All right, now looking at lanes 53 through 56, game 3. Yeah, quite a few nice games being put together here. Missy Parkin can shoot 278 still. Shannon Sellens can get to the 250s. Amanda Fry, 250s out there as well. But Valerie Bercier, front 8. Do have an official score update after 2. Also available on PWBA.com, so feel free to got the link we just dropped in the chat. call throughout the course of the block. Here comes Valerie. Plus 87, 279, 208. Her first 2 games. So a shot there from Elise Bolton to make it 4 in a row to set her 10th frame. Top 5 in the standings, Brianna Cote, plus 143. Birgit Norreichs, plus 111. Nellie Bloomquist, plus 93. Bercier, plus 87. And Missy Parkin, who's also on our featured pair right now, plus 76. Rounds out the top 5. And Bercier add another one. Cannot get the lean on the 10. Everything was over there. And unfortunately, we were 2 for 2 there. Couple 10 pins pop up. Continuing to look down the standings here. Shannon Blahowski plus 70, Amanda Fry plus 55, Sandra Gongora plus 54, Stephanie Johnson plus 53, Jen Higgins plus 48, Clara Guerrero plus 36, and then Liz Johnson, Shalyn Zolkeefley, and Courtney Ermish all tied at plus 35. So they're actually tied for 12. So once again, the top 12 number is what we're looking at when it's all said and done after our 2 rounds today. So the current number plus 35. 29 players, even or better, after 2 games. Skew on the single pin there from Valerie, but still can get into the 260s this game. So here comes Missy. First shot of her 10th. 278 still out there. Hustle back and not able to get up the hill. 248.10. Now with 3 in a row, set her 10th. Opening the 10th. Drops Missy to 240, but still going to get north of plus 100 here. Heading in the right direction. Got some folks dropping scores in the chat as well. Mark saying Daria with a nice bounce back. 268, 278 for O'Keefe. .190 finish for Brianna Cote that game. She's going to be at 733 for her first 3 games. Doesn't look like Birgit is going to be able to run her down this game, but Valerie with 257. Looks like she is going to move into the top spot.
This has already been said, but hello to Gina. Again, yeah, safe travels. Hi, Linda Barnes.
LB Linda Barnes.
Hi, Sandy. Funny story there from Michael.
It's
not a bad play, Mike.
it's the move I would do as well.
I understand. It's like if you're feeling froggy, maybe. Since Stephanie Zavala got to 279. She did indeed. Gigi can get to 259.
I think that's the fun part about this pattern so far is that it feels like everybody's going to have a chance to get those 260s, 270s. So it's just so important to take advantage of it when those opportunities come, because based off of the pace, kind of, I don't think it's quite as high scoring as we thought overall as a collective experience here, but the players near the top, and once again, you got to be thinking long term for this. Obviously the first goal is to make the top 12, so you get to bowl tomorrow. I mean, that's another big thing of this event. If you don't make the cut, you're done for 2 days essentially before you're back on the lanes, unless you go out to a local center here in Reno just to toss some games and stay sharp or work on things. So that is another thing to keep in mind. But definitely the opportunity for some players who put together a big opening round here and can continue that momentum, put themselves in great position for the top 4 tomorrow night. So taking a look here for game 4. Heading to 53 through 56. Kayla Bandy, Kelly Kulick, and Jennifer Hokersack. To our left. We do have another player listed up there, Adriana Jackson, but she has withdrawn from the event, so not competing this week. And then over on 55 and 56, Shalyn O'Keefely, Liz Culkin, Maxine Nabel, and Taylor Bolthouse. This looks like Valerie Bercier plus 144, the big number up on the board. Missy Parkett now at plus 116. Brianna Cote, as we mentioned, plus 133. Stephanie Zavala with that 279, as Emil mentioned, now up to plus 97. Birgit finished with the last 3 of that game, 216. She's now at plus 127. Shannon Puhowski plus 95, so some top numbers heading into game 4.
History in the making here, Aaron Smith.
History in the making.
The return of one Maxine Nabel. PWBA Tour player. 90s, early 2000s, prior to the end of the tour at that moment. From Australia, former World Cup champion. Gold and silver medals at the Commonwealth Games, both of those events in 1998. Back in and competing this week. The more I learn, and I feel like we've learned a lot, obviously, in the last 5 seasons. Not only about the current tour, the players, certainly, but many of the players from previous years, and obviously their contributions and what they've been to the tour. I've learned a lot about that by talking to Tennille Milligan.
Mm-hmm.
And Maxine was the first roommate on tour of Tennille. And I did some research briefly yesterday. And to me, I used to always mention Maxine, but I had never had seen her throw a bowling ball. So I went to YouTube yesterday. I was like, she had to strike a lot because I feel like she would have been in the category of one of the first or fewer players to be considered a high rev player on the women's tour. But when I watched her yesterday, I was like, I think she's going to throw her fair share of strikes. And she still throws it really good. Talking to Tennille, and obviously Sandy's mentioned it in the chat. Linda Barnes. I feel like this is a win of some kind, like a revival type of. It's fun to watch them be excited to get to see someone that they spent so much time with bowling and back on the lanes.
I think that's well said, Emil. The real question, though, is Maxine is up on the approach. So she can make a double here in the early go. Oh, get out of there, 7 pins. I don't have time for that nonsense around here. 7 pins. What are they thinking about staying in there? It's Maxine Nabel. What I want to know, though, is how the events transpired to, especially in the time, you look at kind of the international scope of bowling, and the PWBA tour often at every event has 10 to 12 to 14 different countries represented in the field. So obviously some players live here stateside. Some do travel for parts of the season, the full season, as Shalom Zulkifli, also on this pair from Malaysia. Maxine obviously from Australia. But thinking back to 20 plus years ago, the international bowling team was just kind of gaining traction for the first time. So I'm curious if, for a player like Maxine, maybe not coming over with a full group of players, Carol Giannotti obviously as well, but how do you become roommates in that situation? I feel that's so cool. It's like, you're kind of getting different cultures involved and everything. And I'm sure Tennille and Maxine had competed against each other in events and things of that nature. But it'd be super cool. Like, I've been roommates with you, and I mean, it's not bad, but it's not like it was good. I mean, it had its moments, but I'm very intrigued how this roommate situation all came together. It was my long way of getting to that. Oh, Kayla, no.
Tennille mentioned that Carol had hooked them up regarding the roommate situation. So that is a kind of an unknown, not unknown. It's more of a. I feel like it could be more of a science. I feel like not all players are meant to be roommates. Like there's got to be some similarities. Maybe enough differences too, but some similarities. Maybe perhaps you only need one, and that's to save money any way possible.
I'm sure that is a continuing factor. But yes, I feel I'd have a hard time jumping into that situation. I feel for those who have watched Big Bang Theory, having the roommate agreement, I wouldn't feel I would need one of those to make that happen. Taking a look around here, as Kelly Kulick connects for 5 in a row. Might just be oh, we got Daria Payuk as well. Okay, 71 and 72, front 4. So those are the 2 early strings of strikes here in game 4. So Kelly will be stepping up for number 6 here. Far left of your screen. All right, Kelly's in business.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's good stuff there, Sandy. I just learned something. 'Cause I don't watch that show that much. Although I have been tuning in late night to Young Show.
All right.
If you had a roommate agreement, Aaron, what are your necessities?
I don't know. I've never. There's been very few occasions where I've needed this to transpire. So,
I mean, what's your like? Are you do you need the temperature set at a certain? Like we're not going above or below this number.
like, I can deal with like if it's super cold. Like, I feel you can always continue to layer up.
That's true.
But need some AC. The AC needs to happen. That's a fine line for me. So, like, someone's like, just open the window. That's gonna make it better. No, that's need that AC. Kelly, 2-8 there in 7th. Got one other string of strikes here. Now in front 6 for Diana Zavyalova on 47 and 48. Daria's up to 6.
Linda, the players are bowling on the Reno Classic pattern, which is 37 feet. $25 mils.
Is the shortest pattern we'll see here for the Fall Classic Series. The Pepsi Classic on Wednesday and Thursday will be a 43-foot condition, which is the long pattern this week, and then the Tour Championship right in the middle, 40-foot condition for the season-ending major. Standings are updated online after 3, and should the rundown real quick here. Valerie Bercier, as expected, leading plus 144. Brianna Cote plus 133. Birgit Norreichs plus 127. Missy Parkin plus 116. Amanda Fry plus 99. Stephanie Zavala plus 97. Shannon Puhowski plus 95. Elise Bolton plus 71. And Ellie Bloomquist plus 63. Shalyn Zolpifli rounds out the top 10 at plus 62. Daria Payuk, 268 last game, jumps all the way into 11th at plus 58. And then Felicia Wong, plus 51, rounding out top 12 at the moment. Valentina Cruz, 1 pin back, plus 50. Shannon Stones, plus 49. Stephanie Johnson, plus 45. Saki Mukutani, plus 44. Jordan Richard, plus 41. 36 players. Averaging at least 200. Wow.
Terrible break there for Taylor Bolthouse. I think she's been in between bowling balls. Saw her going through some of her equipment. I think prior to the start of this game, or maybe at the end of game 3.
Felicia Wong in the top 12. She's on 65 and 66 right now. She can shoot 270 heading into the 10th frame. And Emil, it's time for us to move it.
All right.
Because Daria now made her way to the front 8. We'll be heading over to 69, 70, 71, 72. Daria joined by Shannon Puhowski, Saki Mukutani, Kayla Crawford. Also have Marissa Allison, Jen Higgins, Stephanie Johnson, and Sydney Brummett. Kelly Kulik has continued to strike. She can still shoot 278 this game. Saki unable to get the 10 pin out there after she wraps up her 8th frame. Daria will be up in the 9th on lane 71. Anna Savielova still has 278 out there through 8 frames. Shannon O'Keefe can get into the 250s. Brianna Cote hit away from getting back into the 260s. So that'll push her close. She gets that second hit in the 10th to the plus 200 range. Some struggles for our current leader, Valerie Bercier, through the first 6. Looks like Cote may be regaining the top spot she held for the first 2 games, but Daria can make it 9 for 9. Go. It's 3 times in a row now, Emil. Better be sunny outside.
I don't think so.
Question from Gloria in the Bull TV chat. Is there a ball limit for any of these events? And no. No ball limit for this particular event. The U.S. Women's Open, the previous event before this, did have one, but this is open to however many you can carry, drag, and or talk other people into carrying for you. Kelly Kulik has continued to strike. No ball away from being in the 270s or 278. Her max, Brianna Cote, got to 269. She's at plus 202 now. Lindsay Boomershine, a chance to get into the 260s in this game. Felicia Wong finished that game out. She's now plus 121, posting 270.
And as we've mentioned, and Brian just dropped in the chat, singles gold medalist, Pan Am Elite Championships, and another player, obviously, who still could be benefiting from that week based on the difficulties of that lane condition. Her winning a gold medal in singles, certainly, and immediately being able to kind of translate that here through the first couple of games. Her mom is here with her this week.
Not the finish Daria was hoping for after the front 8. Missed the 10 pin and then the split in the 10th, 244. So taking a gander at the scoreboard, certainly you'll take it, but leaving some pins behind. It's going to put her at plus 102 heading into the final 2 games of the block. So it looks like, just based off of the timing we've had here for games, it'll be about a 3-hour block to complete these 6 games. So we'll have, give or take, 2 hours or so in between blocks, hour and a half, somewhere in that range. So the second squad gets underway today, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 local time, here in the biggest little city. .243 for Diana Zabielova. Should get her to plus 73. Caleb Crawford, 234. Saki Mukutani, 215. Chip Blahowski, 203. Ball for Marissa Allison. Nice game, 227.
It's pretty good. Do you recall seeing Marissa at any other?
I believe this is the first event this season.
Okay.
Sydney, good count's going to be in the 230s here. Another player who competed at the Pan Am event in Cali, Colombia last week. .231 gets her to plus 29. International Bowling Campus Classic champion Jen Higgins makes it 3 in a row. .252 still out there for Steph J. Stephanie Zavala was in the 240s this past game. She's now plus 145. Chakotay once again at plus 202. $235 now plus 80 Stephanie. $225 for Jen. Pair will have the front 8 next. Still some pairs wrapping up game 4. The low end of the pairs that we're using all into game 5 now. So just 2 left to go here. Round 1 of qualifying. PWBA Reno Classic, the first of 3 events here at the Fall Classic Series. Will conclude tomorrow night right here on BowlTV.com. Top 4 players advancing to the step ladder finals. The 18th event of the tour season, 20 in all by the time we're done this week on Halloween. Of course, the finals of the Tour Championship going to be broadcast live on CBS Sports Network. Dave Ryan going to be coming in for that. Of course, PWBA.com, place to be throughout the week. Updates and more. As you can see above the chat, we do have a couple pages available for information as well. The one that's going to be real interesting, we talked about it a lot yesterday, but you see the Trophy Cup above the chat. We have the top 10 and top 5 for player and rookie of the year, respectively. We will keep those updated from day to day. So after the conclusion of qualifying today here at the Reno Classic, obviously some players are going to be continuing on in the top 12, but more than likely not everybody is going to be advancing. So we'll get those updates per day so you can have the latest information on the player and rookie of the year races. Throughout the course of the Fall Classic Series. But folks, 2 games left to go. Game 5 getting ready to get underway here. Melissa Kammerer, Courtney Ermish, Brianna Clemmer, and Birgit Norreichs. 69-70. Sydney Brummett, Stephanie Johnson, Marissa Allison, and Jen Higgins on 71-72. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here for the final 2 games. Round 1 of the Reno Classic. All right, folks, we are back here, game 5, and the strikes have continued to roll in. Diana Zavyalova starting this game off with front 8. She's actually standing up on the approach, looking to make it 9 for 9. So if she does connect, we will make the switch. Currently bowling on lanes 49 and 50. She's at plus 73 through her first 4 games. And I got good news for you, good people. We're going to switch over because we got 9. We got Marissa Allison with the front 7 over here, so we might be heading back here very shortly. But DZ, front 9. So we're going to head over that way in just a moment. Get Stephanie's shot here. All right, switch has been made. 49 through 52. We'll see DZ up here momentarily. Front 9. Rookie of the Year frontrunner Stephanie Zavala delivering the strike in her 9th frame, putting together a nice game of her own, so we can get to 259. But here we go. Four-time PWBA Tour champion, Diana Zavyalova. Make it 10 for 10. Curtis, you can see him working hard there, folks. Getting that little extra for you. Let's see about 10, though. Wheeling and dealing. Oh, get out of there, 10. Curtis very casually walks back. It's a very fun dynamic when you're in the pit area like that, trying to not be noticed, but you clearly are noticed.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Start talking to people. Oh yeah, I'm just hanging out here. I'm not here for any particular reason. Oh, but you are. She started this game in 12th place. Was the number at plus 73. Looking for 11. Oh! Oh! We are in business, folks. Diana Zavyalova, the front 11 here at the Reno Classic. She's very cool, calm, and collected about it there.
Well, I think her ball is,
oh no.
and not return.
Oh, there. Okay, there we go. Even got the thumbs up. National Bowling Stadium. So wait just a minute. The ball's back, though. Here we go, folks. Diana Zavyalova looking for perfection here at the Reno Classic. One more, DZ. Do you got it? Oh, on the board. Let's go. Hey, DZ. I enjoyed the celebration as well. I like the double point afterwards. 300. Right here, live on BullTV.com. Diana Zavyalova, Game 5 of the Reno Classic.
Does she have goosebumps right now? Is she just actually cold?
Oh, that's a good question. She's cool as ice throwing those shots in the tent, though.
Well played.
See what I did there?
Well played.
This is what happens. 300 start happening. Let's go. Congratulations, DZ. Going to make the big jump to plus 173 just like that. Making it easy for all of us in the math game, which we appreciate. Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah. Oh. That. Oh. We just saw the most incredible messenger that didn't connect for Daria Payuk. Oh, this is what happens when I'm on site. I'm looking everywhere, but that was. Oh, what shot was that? We don't have to clip that one for later. That was the 10th frame, Game 5, 47-48. Wow, that just totally took us off the rails of what we were talking about. But that was for those of you who had that tab open and know what we're talking about. Woo! All right, we're gonna reset here. We're gonna take a quick look around. Sandra Gongora, 269. She's up to plus 132. 231 for Brianna Cote, so she's going to be at plus 233 now. Marissa Allison, she got the front 7, but then did not strike in the 8. Still shoot 267 this game. Our overall standings after 4, Brianna Cote plus 202, Stephanie Zavala plus 145. You're getting a Rex plus 139, Valerie Bercier plus 133, Felicia Wong moved all the way up into 5th at plus 121, Missy Parkin plus 110, Daria Payuk plus 102. Shannon Pulaski plus 98. Shalyn O'Keefely plus 89. Stephanie Johnson plus 80. Shannon O'Keefe plus 78. And then Diane Zagalova was the cut number at plus 73, but obviously she is well ahead of the number now. 300 game. Let's go. Abby Ragsdale, nice 241 that game. Wendy Bater Jimenez, 190. Stephanie Zavalas is going to continue to move closer to plus 200 here. She's going to stay ahead of Diana, 238, but in the plus 180 range now.
smoother. Let's say that so like 1 lane or 2?
Woo.
Aaron's still charged up.
I like watching people strike and do cool things. I'm not gonna lie.
I gotta ask you about the
All right, Emil just wanted to get some confirmation there. E, what'd you get?
Well, she did have goosebumps, and she said it was because it was the way that game was put together. All 12 shots were excellent in her estimation, so we gave her goosebumps. She also said it was the hair. Joking, but I don't think I've ever seen someone, like, at least I've caught someone visibly kind of have that goosebump feel. We all know what that looks like, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the stadium, sometimes it can be confused with just being cold because you get a little chilly in the building. But that was actually really not only fun to watch the 300 part, yes, but the aftermath of that and seeing just that kind of raw emotion right there. That's what's up.
Was good stuff. So we are finished with Game 5 here, and it looks like basically across the house we are all wrapped up. So, folks, it is time for our first giveaway of the Fall Classic Series. If you're new to Bowl TV, we for PWBA events especially, we like giving away stuff. So you watch, you hang out, you learn some things, you have some laughs, and you can win too. So our first giveaway is going to be a Bowl TV t-shirt. to one lucky viewer here on Bull TV. If you haven't seen a giveaway before, it works super easy. You really don't have to do too much. Momentarily, not yet, you're going to see something, a prompt in the bottom left-hand corner of your video screen. It's going to say giveaway will begin soon. It's going to count down for 45 seconds to a minute. I think the first one's 60 seconds. And then after that, in the same spot, you'll see a prompt that says, the giveaway has begun, and there'll be a submit entry button. All you have to do is hit that submit entry button for your chance to be like our good buddy Joe here, who's won a Bull TV t-shirt. He's kind enough to pose for a photo and now lives in Bull TV glory. There he is. Our guy Joe.
That just never gets old.
So that's the shirt you folks are going for. Joe, thank you as always. We're going to get that underway here with the start of Game 6. So we're going to base it off who throws the first strike. So we're going to wait for the first strike. And if somehow none of these 8 competitors throw a strike, and then Neil will get the t-shirt. So those are the new rules. But after we get that first strike, we will kick off the giveaway. One lucky viewer going to be taken home.
Oh, man. I love Joe. My guy, Joe. Forgot to mention shout out to my guy, Sal, earlier. Hey. Go with the cannolis. Oh, Larry, that's right. Forgot about the how he gets his glasses to just hang out on
the shirt. Yeah. But as one final note, we do suggest that if you're watching right now in full screen, to go ahead and take it out of full screen. Make sure you can see the chat and everything. And we'll get that going with that first strike. So it could be Sydney Brummett. Sydney Brummett could just get this going right here with all 10 back.
I'm going to guarantee that that's what's going to happen.
Oh.
Sid the Kid to start the giveaway.
Oh.
That was a Charles Barkley-like guarantee right there, which means it was incorrect.
How about Marissa Allison? Marissa coming a little light. No trick 2. Okay. So not quite yet. The waiting game is here. Could be Daria or Shannon. All right, Shannon Pluhowski up next. It's going to be Shannon. Feeling good about this. Oh,
almost.
There we go, folks.
It was almost a high flush 10 upper deck.
So we're going to get that giveaway underway. So best of luck. Once again, wait for that submit entry button. Good luck, everybody. Thank you again for joining us here on Bull TV for the PWBA Fall Classic Series.
Eric, can you do me one favor? Well, 2 favors. There was a question about what points mean. But can we just see the t-shirt again?
One more time?
Just for those who want to know where you're winning. And mainly because I just want to see my guy Joe one more time.
One more time? There he
is. Joe. My man. Where did we take that photo? What was that? Farmingdale, I think? It was Farmingdale.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, that there are benefits to bringing us food here on Bull TV. I mean, you mentioned the cannolis, and now Joe is our Bull TV t-shirt model essentially now for the giveaways this season. So that's what it's all about.
I appreciate Joe again for his hospitality. Giving us some gifts for that week or weekend.
I know here on site this week, big member of the Bowl TV community, Chris Pulliam, for I believe the Reno Classic, and then he's going to be heading back home on Wednesday. But so great to see Chris hanging around for a couple days, watching some bowling. He's got a great Facebook page as well. If you don't follow that, be sure to check it out. We got a winner. It's Frank. Congratulations, Frank. Our first giveaway winner here in the Fall Classic Series. So, Frank, be on the lookout for an email from our marketing team in the next couple days to redeem your prize. That Bowl TV t-shirt. So congratulations again to everybody. Or thank you again to everybody. Congratulations to Frank. But thank you to everybody for participating and being part of the Bowl TV community. Plenty of giveaways the rest of the week. So if you did not win the t-shirt, there will be many, many opportunities to win this week. Did have one or two pairs slow down a little bit there, so not quite everybody into game 6. But here on lanes 47 to 58, cruising along already. Diana Zavgalova after the 300 game. Bit of a slower start. Spare Strike Open to her first 3 games. And this is the final game of this block. We'll be back on the lanes 4 p.m. Eastern Time. 1 p.m. local in Reno. If you happen to be in the area, swing on by. Come up to the 4th floor. That's where we're hanging out.
any scores yet, Aaron?
Uh,
No, we just
No.
got done with the pair. My apologies.
yeah, we're not totally done with 5 yet, so we'll not have those quite yet. But Brianna Cote, just some of the big scores we can see up on the scoreboards here at the NBS. Plus 233. Cote, Sandra Gongora, plus 132. Stephanie Zavala, plus 183. Diana Zavyalova, plus 173. Daria Payuk, plus 115. Shannon Plaska, plus 108. Saki Mukutani, plus 97. Birgit Norreichs, plus 185.
Hey, Shar, hope all is well. To answer that question regarding mask, there is still a mask mandate here locally, which includes Washoe County, which is where Reno is located, the indoor mask mandate. There is an exemption for athletes while playing or practicing, and the venue here is operating under that exemption for the week. So athletes only are permitted to remove masks in the settee while participating. Neither, of course, official practice, which was yesterday, or, of course, competition. Anytime they are outside of the settee and not competing, which means literally once they make their way up to the concourse area where we are, masks must be worn in all other places of the building. Now with the front 5. Oh, really good shot there for Tani. A pair of international events, or a couple, I should say, more than that, in between this Reno, or surrounding this Reno Classic, Pepsi Classic, of course, the Tour Championship, Fall Classic as a whole, and the Pan Am Elite Championships. International Bowling Federation. The World Championships will be held early November. November 5th or 6th, the date is leaving me, in Dubai. There's several players from Team USA representing that event coming up again in Dubai. For some reason, I'm forgetting the new name.
The name of that event, Emil, is the International Bowling Federation Super World Championships.
Thank you.
Followed by the IBF Para Bowling World Championships, and then the IBF Masters World Championships, all taking place in Dubai, starting in early November. On the Team USA side, representing the PWBA, Kelly Kulik, Daniel McEwen, Missy Parkin, and Jordan Richard be on the US team. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say there'll be a few other familiar names. We've seen hoist titles on the PWBA Tour circuit from time to time out there. Stephanie Zavala putting up another big game. She can still shoot 290 through 7. Sandra Gangor max at 278 through 7. Shannon O'Keefe's string of strikes ends with the front 6. She's looking at a split in frame number 7. Early 5-bagger Melanie McDaniel over on 67-68.
Stuff there for Mel. Get a chance to get to know Melanie a little better. Her and Kayla Crawford both volunteer for the Elite Youth Tour at home.
I think I'm going to switch over. I want to catch the end of this Stephanie Zavala game.
Okay.
As she potentially may end this round with the overall lead. So we'll head over after Daria's spare attempts. Reminder on the schedule coming up. So as we switch over, once again, Stephanie Zavala entered this game at plus 183. Brianna Cote was at plus 233, but Cote only has 3 strikes this game. Early double, but split in 4th frame. She's got a couple 9 spares up there now, so it's really seeing if Zavala can move into the top spots. Other players who are kind of around the mark, you're getting O'Reichs over on 47 and 48. She's working on a couple strikes, but didn't really get striking to the middle part of the game, so might not be able to get there, especially the way Zavala is striking. It does look like we have some updated standings there, Emil.
We do. You mentioned Brianna Cote plus 233 in that lead. We get Norreich second at plus 185. Stephanie Zavala third at plus 183. Diana Zavyalova fourth at plus 173 after her 300 game. Felicia Wong is in fifth at plus 147. Followed by Sandra Gangor at sixth at plus 132. Valerie Mercier at plus 121 is seventh. Amanda Fry eighth at plus 117. Daria Payok ninth at plus 115. Shannon Puhalski is 10th at plus 108. Isaki Mitani is 11th at plus 97. Valentina Cruz is 12th at plus 96 currently. Shaolin Keithley, she is 13th at the moment at plus 82. Ashley Galante is 14th at plus 80. Lundquist is 15th at plus 79. Stephanie Johnson and Liz Johnson tied for 16th at plus 78. Gigi is 18th at plus 76. Higgins is 19th at plus 74. And 20th is Missy Parker at plus 62. A couple of cut notes or lines to pay attention to this week. As you look at the standings, the cut line to advance to match play for this event is 12. The cash line is 25th to receive a check.
Liz Johnson, she finished with 2 of 48. So she's going to get north of plus 120 here. Plus 126. Foul shot from Abby Ragsdale. Get to 2:15 with one more. .214. She'll finish this block at plus 29. Here's Zavala. Kote had a second open of the game in the 9th frame, so she's given pins back. So it looks like, regardless of what Zavala does here, she's going to take the lead. So it's more of a matter of how much. 290 would be huge here, as it seems like everyone else is kind of just who's around that number has slowed down just a little bit this game. So Zavala finding the right mix here in the early going, especially late. Let's see if she can add one more and make it 9 in a row. Oh, okay, broke it up. There's Curtis. And that drops Stephanie's max into the 260s, 268 spare strike. Come on, spare, two-time champion this season. In her 3rd and 5th events as a PWBA Tour member.
I've been really thinking about, at least since I've been on tour, right? And how many rookies have had the type of impact that she's made? I don't think anyone has done it quite to the level that she's done.
I think it's been interesting to kind of, Jordan Richard in 18 had the win in her 4th event, and then had that incredible run of TV shows. Obviously, that didn't translate into the wins necessarily for her in that rookie campaign, but was enough to very easily earn the Rookie of the Year award. Zavala finishes with 268, so she's going to move to the top of the standings. The other one that kind of jumps out at me, looking at 2016, New Way Fenn with everything she did in a very limited schedule.
Yeah, I would agree with that, sir.
And I feel 2016 was kind of that impact year for the PWBA Tour on the international level, to where we got to see a lot of new faces out there competing. Singapore obviously having a couple of wins that season, Sherry Tan winning, and New Way Fenn at the end of the season, and they've had continued success since they've been out here on tour. We were at that Queen show that year. Birgit made that show. Daniel McHugh, Sandra Andersson from Sweden, Bernice Lim, and then we had another player from the internet, Sinley Jane from Malaysia. So we had 5 countries represented in the show that year. So I felt that year was kind of the kickoff of the international trend we've seen. But yeah, what Stephanie's done this year has been just fun to watch. Even going back to her days at Sam Houston State, it was always fun to watch her compete. She could definitely do something with the bowling ball that not very many people on the planet can do with the roll she creates. So it was always fun to watch it, and to see her kind of put all the aspects of it together here has been super fun on the biggest stages out there. All right, where do we have bowling left, Mr. Williams?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Except where we're at. Let's see. So all these by us are just about.
We talked about Jordan Richards. She's got
She's got a couple frames left.
5 in a row as well.
All right. Can you track down that pair for me real quick?
Sure. It is 63, 64.
And voila. Match. All right, as we wrap up game number 6 here, we are going to be bringing in Stephanie Zavala plus 251, who we believe is going to be the top of the leaderboard here after round number 1. So let's welcome Stephanie in. Hi again, Stephanie.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Doing fantastic.
I would hope so. After that great bowling, first and foremost, just kind of walk us through the block, what you were doing out there. I know when we talked yesterday, mentioned a little bit about maybe a little bit of urethane to start, and then moving in. We saw that the last game there. But tell us a little bit just about the course of your day here on the 37-foot condition.
Yeah, so coming into it, my game plan was to throw urethane for as long as possible. It looked really good in yesterday's practice session. The first game, I did come off like 220, and it looked really good. I didn't make the best of shots, and just following into that second game, it started getting a little wishy-washy for me. So finished out that game the best I could, and then when we made the jump down to this low end, we just balled way up, moved way left, and I was able to use that bank and the transition that everyone was pushing down for me, and it just became, stand left, throw it right, and it would just shape up perfectly into the pocket.
I feel like you've, and obviously most players, we always talk about knowing one's arsenal, but I feel you have an excellent command of that, and I think it's been easy to see even from our vantage point that you know exactly what to go to when necessary. How big of understanding your arsenal has that been a big factor for you this year?
Oh yeah, it's been huge. I mean, before I used to guess, I used to wait too long to make moves because I was like, well, what if that doesn't work? I had no idea what I was going to be doing this season. We really took the time to practice and learn, and working in a pro shop did help. I was able to really learn numbers and what they meant, and just overall, I have a way better understanding. And I have a second pair of eyes here, so sometimes Chris sees something that I didn't pick up, and we're able to like bounce ideas off each other and really make sure that I'm making the right move and staying ahead of transition every time.
Now, obviously, it's a pretty quick turnaround to the next 6-game block. So, what were the biggest takeaways that you're going to take over to that final 6 to hopefully not only be in the top 12, but be in a position where you are to, kind of maybe set yourself up for a run at the stepladder final?
Yeah, I'm really going to try to carry over this rhythm that I had going. I wasn't bowling too fast. We weren't bowling too slow. I was just really able to stay calm and stay within myself. And I overall like the pace of bowling today. I felt like it was really easy to maintain. So I'm kind of hoping, take that over the next block too and just keep it in the pocket as much as possible.
All right, Stephanie. Well, we know it is a pretty quick turnaround to that next block, so we're going to let you rest up and get ready for that. So we look forward to seeing you back on the lanes here in just a couple of about 90 minutes. We'll be back here, so rest up, get some lunch. We'll be ready to watch you strike some more here at the Reno Classic.
Awesome.
Thank you again for
Thanks,
joining us here on
guys.
Bolt TV.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, there we go. Stephanie Zavala. Plus 251 for 6 games.
Jay Rich finishes with 258. Liz Culkin gets to 280. In at 15.
Oh,
wow, good shot. I'm surprised there, knowing Liz's game, end of a block, being able to get left. Yeah, after that good combo, Aaron, regarding the rookies of previous years. Yeah, Jordan's 2018, specifically in August. And she just owned the month. We talked about the didn't win, but just the fact that she made all those shows.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly with more than enough, but man. It's been to this point as we see Liz set to potentially put the finishing touches here on 280, where it is clear that each and every event there is no wondering if Stephanie is going to continue her progress and performance. Now it's more of a expectation.
Ready, we're gonna grab up. You don't have it.
280 for Liz Culkin.
She got comfortable today after a slow start, 177, 183 out of the gates, then 236, 214, 248, and 280. She's going to get right into the mix for this top 12, plus 138. And I think that
was it.
Oh, how about that? Just like that. We have concluded our session. So we're going to, okay. We hear you, Rob. We hear you. All right. Well, Emil, we got 6 games in the book here at the Reno Classic. How about that?
And our first 300 already. Congrats to Diana Zabyalova. We saw 280 just there from Liz Culkin. Brianna Cote kicked off the day with the front 10. She shot 289. We knew some scores certainly would be out there to be had. Some players were able to get those as well. And then you see players like Liz Culkin shake off the slow start and get back to business and finish with some strong numbers. You imagine that someone like Liz would obviously take what she learned on the fresh and try to eliminate that slow start as best as possible this afternoon. And same thing for other players who may have gotten off to a slow start and those who may have kind of flipped, if you will. Some who may have had some success on the fresh and maybe started to falter a little bit. I know Missy Parkin started to run into some struggles late in games 4 and 5. Not sure where she finished up, but she looked excellent on the fresh. So always looking forward to the adjustments from the players and understanding what they're looking for. I think is pretty clear for the most part in this pattern, right? It's out there to the outside. How you get there and how far you can move left or right, depending on your rev rate and all those intangibles. Certainly will play a role, and I'm looking forward to seeing more strikes. To be quite honest with you, Aaron,
Let's go.
I'm enjoying seeing the X's on the board.
Let's go. It has been an active round of front 7, front 8, front 9, and as you mentioned, DZ connecting for the lone 300 of the block. We will have that up on our social media channels in just a little bit. Be sure to check PWBA.com and, of course, our social media channels as well for the full update after round number 1 here at the Reno Classic. But we're going to go ahead and sign off and get ready for this next 6-game block. It's about 90 minutes away. It's going to be 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 local time here in Reno at the National Bowling Stadium for round 2. So after this round, we'll have 12 games in, and we'll know our top 12 advancing to match play. But folks, thank you again for joining us here on Bowl TV for the PWBA Tour. A big thank you, as always, to the USBC, DPAA, and their board of directors for their continued support of the PWBA Tour. Of course, Kegel, the official lane maintenance provider, out here this week. Our guy Bill taking care of business. Our athletes this week, the PWBA Tour members, for the hard work, the dedication to their craft, and always putting on a show. We saw today all the strikes were fun to watch. So big thank you to the athletes. And, of course, all you great folks as part of the Bowl TV community. We hope you've enjoyed the show. We're looking forward to bringing you more action throughout the course of the week here from Reno. So for Curtis Von Kruger, Jason Thomas, Emil Williams Jr., I'm Aaron Smith. We're signing off from Bowl TV from the PWBA Reno Classic. We'll see you at 4 p.m. Eastern for round number 2. Folks, have a great break. We'll see you soon. And remember, on Bowl TV, bowling lives here.